Hi there, welcome to today's video. I'm Jeanette with Vivo Vintage Designs. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. On this channel, we learn alcohol ink, watercolor, and other creative art projects together. All right, now that that's out of the way, let's get started. Hello, my friends, and welcome to today's video. Today, I am going to show you how I made these memorial rings. As some of you may know, I recently lost my Yorkie Diesel that I had for nearly 16 years, and I wanted to have him with me at all times. So I purchased these rings on Amazon, and this is what they look like before you add anything to the center. It's got like a well in the center, and you can fill it with either UV resin, which is what I did with Diesel's ashes. I mixed a little bit of his ashes, and you need very little, into a little silicone cup like this, and I mixed the UV resin in there, and then I took a toothpick and I filled in that well, and then I cured it. And this one here I made using magnetic gel polish. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do today, because this was really, really easy. But you can make a memorial ring for yourself or a friend, or you can just make a fun little ring. And these rings come in different widths. So I'm going to link the ones that I purchased in the description box, but if you look around, you'll find some that are wider. So you can add glitter, you can add dried flowers, you can add little pieces of crushed stones like turquoise or whatever, anything you like. Fill it with anything you like. But today I'm going to keep it simple. I'm just going to use some gel polish. And the gel polish that I have, excuse me, is a magnetic gel polish. And I'm going to show you what happens with this. You don't need to use this specific type of gel polish. You can just use regular, any, simple color, anything, whatever you want. That's not it. That's the top coat. This is the polish itself. So I don't know how well it's going to show here, but I'm going to brush some of this on here, and this polish has little magnetic pieces in it, so it comes with a magnet, and you take that magnet, what did I do with it? Oh, here it is, and you run it along the side. Did you see how that changed? I don't know if you can see it or not, but you run the magnet along this polish, and it can create a pattern depending on the type of magnet that you have. And I love it. It's so much fun to play with. I have no idea what I'm doing with it because I just learned about it recently, but I did my nails, and I think it's called cat eye polish also. So you can see, hopefully you can see the little lines going across my nail. Very simple. But that's what I'm going to use today. So, all right, we have our gel polish, we have our ring, and we have the top coat. And again, I'll link everything in the description box. This tumbler spinner I bought at Five Below. And it's not the best quality, but for this application, it worked just fine. It's battery operated, and the rod here is too thick. I mean, not thick enough for my rings. So I did put a little piece of paper towel and some tape on the ring. On the rod, so that I can fit a ring on here. So now that I have the ring on there, I have, where is it? I put it back. I have a little brush that I used to apply the gel polish into that little well, because the brush that comes with the polish is too thick, too wide. So I'm going to turn this on so it starts spinning. And I'm simply going to remove the brush from the polish, and I'm going to use this little brush. And by the way, as long as the gel has not been cured and is still liquidy, you can clean it up with just some alcohol. So not a big deal. All right, so now I have some on the brush. I'm going to just touch the ring and let it pull it right off of the brush. And because the ring is spinning, it will level out. You can add different colors on here, which would be, you know what? That sounds like a lot of fun. I think I'm going to do that. I've added some, let me add some more of this. There's another glop here. And let me see, I think I have a kind of pinkish color somewhere. Nope. I know I do. I just got to find it. Bear with me 1 second. Okay, I found it. All right, so I can see already that I got some on the ring itself. So I'm going to spray a little alcohol on a paper towel, and I'm going to hold it against the ring as it's spinning and clean that off. So pretty easy, just hold the paper towel there. And then I bought these at Dollar Tree, it came 2 in a pack, and it's got like a needle, I think it's called piercing and scoring tool set, and there were 2 pieces in here. So anyway, if you don't have these, you can use a toothpick, that works fine too. So I'm gonna put this in the middle, in that well there, so I can distribute this gel polish. And you know what? I think I'm going to actually just keep it simple. I'm not going to go crazy here. Let me pick this up off of the brush and see if I can dot it in there very carefully. You can see I didn't even clean the other polish off. I'm just going to fill it in like you see me doing here. Okay, I think that is enough. And just to show you how easily this cleans off the brush, I'm going to put the brush down here and I'm going to spray it with some alcohol. There you go. All right, so I sprayed it with some alcohol and I'm just going to swirl the brush like that. And it comes off very easily. And you can tell I don't clean my brushes as often as I should, so I have some green ink on there. Anyway, that's how you clean it off. You can get it off your hands or off your nails, wherever you get it, very easily. All right, so now that I've filled the well, I'm going to go back and forth with this little needle thing and make sure that it's evenly distributed in here. Make sure I don't have any empty spaces. And once I'm sure that everything is filled in nicely, I can see I have some empty spots here, so I may have to grab a little bit more of this. Let me wait for it to come back around. Here it is. And I'm getting it on the side of the ring, but I'm not too concerned about that because I'm going to clean it with some alcohol. And I think that's good. All right, so I have a little piece of paper towel here. I'm going to spray it with some alcohol. And then I am going to hold it against the ring on the bottom. lightly and let it clean off the sides of the ring. And because I haven't cured that gel polish yet, it is still liquidy, and it'll stay that way until I cure it with a UV light. So now let me clean off the other side. That looks pretty good. So now let's activate these little magnet particles in here. I'm going to take my magnet and I'm going to hold it along the side of the ring and see. I'm sure you can't see this. Not sure I can see it, but I'm hoping that it's doing something. Okay, now I'm going to hold the UV light over it for a little while to make sure that I cure this before I add the top coat. So this is the UV light that came with my UV resin. This is by Let's Resin, and I'll link that in the description box too in case you want to use the UV resin instead of gel polish. So I'm going to let this cure for about maybe a minute or two, and then I'll add the top coat to make it nice and shiny and to fill in the remaining space of the well. Okay, I think that's long enough for now. I'm just trying to get it to not be too sticky. And now I have the clear. This is the top coat for the gel polish, and I'm going to let that drop, touch the ring, and as it spins it's going to pull it off the brush. I'm just going to tap in. Listen, I know that I'm probably not doing this in the best, most efficient way, but I'm having fun, and that's what matters. And the end result is pretty good in my opinion. So for those of you who have made these before and you have any pointers, I'd love for you to share. But again, I'm just sharing something that I did, that I enjoyed, that I thought you might enjoy as well. So now I'm running the needle, the point of this needle through it to kind of even out the top coat. And if you feel that you have too much in there, just take the point of this, run it through, and clean it off on a paper towel. Again, this stays very liquidy until you use the UV light on it and cure it. Now I can see there's some areas that don't have enough, like there's still kind of a divot. So I'm just going to continue to hold that needle in there so that it moves it around and levels it out. And you can kind of see in the profile. See, I think I need a little bit more. So I'm going to wait for it to spin around again, and this thing spins so slowly. Here we go. And I'm just going to add more of that clear gel. And it just pulls it off the brush as it spins, which makes it really easy. Okay, so I'm going to take the point again and I'm going to let it run through there to help it level out. And then let's see if I have anything on the sides that needs to be cleaned. Now this is a cute idea to make a band for you and your partner to wear, if you're into that kind of stuff, where you can put maybe a little clipping of each other's hair in it. I don't know, get creative. Maybe that's a little weird. I don't know. But it's just fun to make the rings. I made one for my neighbor with the gel polish, but it was very sparkly and glittery because she loves her sparkle. So I made one for her and she really liked it. And okay, now that I've put the clear coat on it, I'm going to cure this, but I'm going to cure it for about 3 minutes because I find that that works best with the nail polish when I apply it on my nails. So I imagine that it'll work best in this application as well. So we'll come back in 3 minutes and see what we've got. Okay, I have cured this one for about 3 minutes again. I'm going to turn off the spinner and take the ring off. And this one is really pretty too with those two different colors in there. And I can see I got a little lump here. I had too much of the gel, but it turned out really cute. So I hope you've enjoyed this and that you give it a try. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.